Hello, this is Erica Schoenberger, and this is my Google site for my 6th grade science unit plan on the circulatory and respiratory systems. So here's a little bit about me getting my master's degree to become a middle school math and science teacher. And there's me. So the overall goal of the unit is based on the curriculum standard of construct an argument supported by evidence that the body systems interact to carry out the essential functions of life. So I started out with this design worksheet to get an idea of how long the unit would take and what information would be a part of it. Started out my planning by building a concept map here that has the standard in it. And goes through some of the essential functions to think about why they are essential and how one would use them in an argument to make your statement about body systems interacting. This particular concept map demonstrates how the respiratory and circulatory systems interact, as these boxes in the middle have influence from both sides, both systems. Next is the vocabulary tips chart. This chart goes over the vocabulary associated with this unit. The first section is about the names of the parts of the heart and blood. We want students to use the proper term heart rate. And we have some terms for the respiratory system as well. Finally, we have the gas exchange terms, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and glucose, and the concept terms of respiration rate and homeostasis. So to begin the unit, we're going to start with lesson 1, which is a lesson that draws students' attention to their own circulatory and respiratory systems by having them count their own heartbeats while resting and then after being active, and discuss why the heart rates go up after being active. I hope that this can get students to think about why their body needs to have a heart rate and why they need to be breathing, and how all of these small functions contribute together to maintain life. Lesson 2 takes the know, want to know, learn chart that was created in lesson 1 and acquires more new knowledge about the respiratory and circulatory system by building a model of the heart and lungs in the classroom. This model uses the desks to actually have students walking through the path that a blood cell would make through the heart and lungs. Lesson 3 extends that knowledge and refines it by asking students to create a model of the circulatory or respiratory system and use it to demonstrate how the functions of those two systems interact. And then ask students to demonstrate how an interruption to the system, such as a blood clot or a stroke or stopping breathing, could affect both of these systems and cause death. This project aims to get students engaged in higher order thinking by analyzing and synthesizing the information they learned about the two systems and using that to construct an instance that the systems are not running properly and what would happen if that did happen. Finally, we have the assessments. The diagnostic assessment in lesson 1 is the know, want to know, learn chart created as a class. These will be important to see where students already lie with their knowledge. And at the end of the unit can also be used for students to look back and review what they've learned. The formative assessment is a short quiz with the parts that students will learn in Lesson 2. We'll use these actual diagrams in Lesson 2, so students should be able to display their knowledge by labeling the parts and filling in the blanks. Finally, the summative assessment, as we talked about, is a project showing the processes of respiration, oxygenation, and transportation of oxygen through the bloodstream and what would happen if that system was interrupted. So thanks for listening.